You searched for this, didn't you? Who am I when no one is watching? I can almost picture you, maybe lying in bed, the glow of your phone casting shadows on the ceiling, or sitting in a quiet corner, the world hushed around you. That question, it's not loud or demanding, it's a whisper, one that slips out when the noise fades and you're left with nothing but yourself. Whatever brought you here, I'm glad you found me. Because I've been asking it too, for as long as I can remember. In public, we're performers, not in a dramatic, theatrical way, though sometimes it feels like that, but in the quiet, everyday roles we play. At work, I'm the steady one, the person who nods and says, "I've got this," even when my stomach's twisting with doubt. With friends, I'm the listener, the one who laughs at the right moments, who keeps the mood light. On social media, I'm a highlight reel, smiling in photos, posting snippets of a life that looks fuller, brighter than it often feels. These aren't lies exactly. They're versions of me, polished and tailored to fit the scene. I dress the part. Crisp shirts for meetings, casual jeans for drinks, my words measured, my smile practiced. With my family, I'm the caretaker, the one who checks in, who carries their worries so they don't have to. On a date, I'm charming, leaning in just enough, dodging the messy truths that might scare someone off. But these masks, they're heavy. They fit, but they chafe. And when I'm alone, when the door shuts and the lights dim, I can feel them slipping off. The question lingers. What's left when the performance ends? When I'm alone, something shifts. The air feels lighter or heavier, depending on the day. I kick off my shoes, trade pressed clothes for a faded sweatshirt, and suddenly I can breathe. I'll put on music no one else would get. Maybe some obscure folk song or a cheesy pop track I'd never admit to loving, and dance around my kitchen, clumsy and free. I'll eat cereal straight from the box, sprawl on the couch with a book, let my thoughts wander to places I'd never share. There's a freedom in it, a quiet rebellion. I can cry over a sappy movie, scribble nonsense in a notebook, stare out the window for hours without explaining why. No one's watching, so there's no need to justify myself. I can be messy, unpolished, raw, but it's not always easy. Sometimes that freedom feels like a void. Without anyone to reflect me back, to nod, to smile, to tell me I'm real, I start to wonder if I am. It's like that old riddle. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound? If I'm alone and no one sees me, do I still matter? In those moments, solitude isn't liberation. It's a mirror I'm not sure I want to face. There's this push and pull inside me, and maybe you feel it too. I'm terrified of being seen, truly seen. What if someone looks past the masks and finds the cracks? The doubts that keep me up at night, the insecurities I bury, the parts of me I'm not proud of. Will they stay? Will they still care? Or will they turn away, disappointed by the real me? I remember a night at a party, the room buzzing with chatter. I was smiling, sipping my drink, tossing out quips, but inside I was unraveling. I wanted someone to notice, to ask, "Are you okay?" But I was too afraid to let it show. Later, alone in my room, I cried into my pillow, wondering if anyone would ever know me, or if I'd always be a stranger, even to the people closest to me. And yet, there's a flip side, a fear of not being seen. If no one knows the real me, who am I? Am I just a shadow, shifting shapes to fit the light others cast? The loneliness of being unknown, it's suffocating, a quiet ache that lingers even in a crowded room. I want to be seen, but only on my terms, and that's a paradox I can't unravel. When no one's watching, There's a kind of freedom that's both beautiful and brutal. It's the chance to be my truest self, unfiltered, unbound. I think of moments when I felt it, like hiking alone in the mountains years ago. The trail was steep, my legs burning, but when I reached the top, the world stretched out below me, vast and silent. I sat on a rock, the wind in my hair, and for once, I wasn't thinking about how I looked or what I'd say later. I was just there, alive, part of something bigger. In that solitude, I glimpsed something pure, a me that didn't need validation, that existed beyond anyone else's gaze. It's happened other times too. A quiet morning with coffee and a sunrise, losing myself in a painting or writing late at night, words spilling out unjudged. Those are the moments I feel most real, when time softens and I'm not performing, just being. But that freedom comes with a catch. Without anyone to anchor me, I'm adrift. There's no one to say, yes, that's you. No one to affirm that this self I'm discovering is worth knowing. It's a burden, carrying your own truth without a witness. Sartre, he wrote about this in Being and Nothingness, called it being for itself. When we're alone, we're free to define ourselves, to choose who we are without others' eyes pinning us down. But that freedom, it's dizzying. It asks us to create meaning from nothing, and some days, I'm not sure I'm up to it. Here's the haunting part. Even when I'm alone, I catch myself performing. I'll be washing dishes and suddenly I'm imagining how I'd tell this story later, rehearsing the punchline, tweaking the details. Or I'll glance in the mirror and adjust my posture as if someone's watching. It's like there's an audience in my head, a ghost of judgment that never leaves. I read once about this idea. Foucault called it internalized surveillance. We grow up under so many eyes, parents, teachers, friends, strangers, that we start to watch ourselves. We absorb the rules, the expectations, and even in solitude, we enforce them. I'll scold myself for wasting time or feel a flicker of shame for a thought I'd never voice. It's exhausting being my own jailer, but I don't know how to stop. Sometimes I wonder if I'm performing for a memory, like the echo of my mother's voice telling me to sit up straight, or for an imagined you, listening now. Even as I speak, I'm choosing my words, hoping you'll feel something, connect with me. Does that make this less real? Or is performance just part of who we are? Who am I, really? So who am I when no one's watching? Is there a true self waiting beneath the layers? Or is identity a river, always flowing, always shifting? Sartre said that when others look at us, we become being for others. Objects in their eyes shaped by how they see us. It's limiting, but it gives us a role, a place. Alone, we're being for itself, free but untethered, staring into the abyss of our own possibilities. Kierkegaard. He had a different take. He thought true selfhood comes when we stand before God, fully known, no masks left to hide behind. I'm not sure I believe that, but there's something in it. Imagine being seen, really seen and loved anyway. Maybe for you that's not God but a friend, or a quiet moment in nature, or a song that cuts straight to your soul. And then there's Foucault, whispering that we're never fully free, that society's gaze lives inside us, policing our every move. Maybe he's right. Maybe even in my most solitary moments, I'm still tangled in the threads of what I've been taught to be. I've had glimpses of something real, though. That mountain summit. A rainy afternoon lost in a book. A night as a kid, building worlds with my toys, no one to impress. They're fleeting, these moments, like catching light in your hands. Beautiful, but impossible to hold. Let me tell you one more story. A few months ago, I was walking home late, the streets empty. It was cold, my breath fogging the air, and for no reason I started humming, a tune I hadn't thought of in years. I felt silly, then alive, then just me. No one saw, no one cared, and that was the point. Have you had moments like that? Times when the world drops away and you're left with the quiet truth of yourself? Maybe you're still searching for them. That's okay. This question, who am I when no one is watching? It's not a riddle to solve. It's an invitation, a call to notice. So here's what I leave you with. Next time you're alone, really alone, pay attention. What do you do? What do you feel? Are you kinder to yourself or harder? Do thoughts bubble up that you've pushed down all day? Don't rush to define it. Just sit with it, like you'd sit with a friend. Ask yourself, who am I in this moment? Let the answer be whatever it is, messy, quiet, loud, unsure. You're not a statue carved in stone, but a story unfolding, page by page. In the silence, when no one's watching, you get to write the lines no one else will see. And maybe, just maybe, in those hidden spaces, you'll glimpse something, a spark, a shadow, a star that feels like you. Not the you others know, but the you that's been there all along, waiting for the quiet to say hello. Who are you when no one is watching? I don't know. But I hope you'll keep asking and keep listening for the answer.